It is timely. The National Geographic Channel journalist and explorer Scott Wallace is here in Seattle right now to discuss his book, The Unconquered, in search of the Amazon's last uncontacted tribes. He knows that Spike, Eric, Luciana, and myself are preparing to depart for our World Vision mission to the Amazon. In fact, we asked him how far away are we from these really freaky tribes. Unfortunately, we're not really right around them. He says we'll have a good time, but to watch out for the same reasons that we've been hearing from everybody else. Want to talk to Scott? You can hear his story about tracking mysterious indigenous, I got to say that right, people. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the people. What are they called?
Flecheros, the Arrow people.
Flecheros. You can see him tonight at 7 o'clock at Elliott Bay Book Company. Scott Wallace, we're going to put a link to your book on our website, bobrivers.com. And welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. How deep in the Amazon did you have to go?
This was very deep. We're talking about 2 weeks of river travel from the nearest town and then 3 weeks of bushwhacking, hacking our way through dense jungle to reach the territory of this tribe, the Arrow people.
Now, I saw a video on, I think it was YouTube. Is that a National Geographic video special as well as your book, or is that was just a promo for the book?
That's a trailer for the book.
That's you have a movie trailer for the book. How cool of you! It looked freaky. I mean, the tribes people are painted in an extremely weird way. Tell me about that, and what do they use to paint themselves?
Yeah, well, they use the dye from a berry, and they then embed it in their skin with
like old tattooing stuff.
And how do they know how to do that without being able to get the DirecTV NFL package?
Well, wait a second. The images of the Indians you see in that trailer and the photographs that are also in the trailer that I took, those are the friendly Indians who came with us on the expedition. Those are
the guys who are civilized compared to the ones you're going to meet.
Correct. This was like a Lewis and Clark style expedition with 34 men, 20 Indians from 3 different tribes who were with us, and we were trekking through the land of this other tribe, which is a wild, untamed, uncontacted.
Did anybody get hurt? Because it had that Lewis and Clark. It had that single file through the jungle. Last guy disappears all of a sudden, and nobody knows where he is.
Raptor tails pop up.
A couple of guys disappeared, and if you want to know what happened to them, they're
Are you serious? Are you serious? You lost people?
Well, they went astray.
He just heard this ghost story, and he wants to definitely hook you.
No,
they did go astray, and then you found them though.
You'll have to read the book.
Chapter 4. Everyone's fine.
Are these the guys
dinner's ready.
that have the poisonous darts and the
That's
blow
correct.
guns and shoot the monkeys out of trees like 80 feet high? And that's what they eat?
Now, just to be sure, where we're going on the river, Rio Negro.
Rio Negro, I know it. Yeah.
We're not going to have any tribes like that to worry about.
No, you will not have to worry
We'll be mostly
about
worried about malaria, dengue fever, and...
good.
You know what? You should be fine because actually the Rio Negro is a blackwater river, and the mosquitoes there are not very many mosquitoes on it. So, you should be pretty...
There were only 8 billion as opposed to 50 billion. Eric heard differently, by the way. He heard the mosquitoes were as big as your mother.
No, actually, I did some research when I found out the names of where we were going to some of these little villages. We're not going to be on the Rio Negro. We're not going to be on the Black River.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to be in the main...
There goes that theory.
World Vision always does that.
On the Amazon.
They talk about the thing, and when you get there, to their credit, you're always taken care of.
Bait and switch.
It's never... Well, first off, it's not a vacation. So
Really?
All right, back to you.
Hi, really?
You've seen the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Yes.
That's where one Coke can is dropped into a human tribe, and they have no contact with civilization.
Right.
And it changes them forever.
Correct.
Did you worry about these people and what your effect might be on them?
Yes, for sure. And as we went deeper into their territory, it was clear that they knew we were there and they were not happy about it. And so in various points along the way, we would leave a machete or a knife or some cooking pots as offerings of peace.
Gifts.
Gifts.
Yeah.
But you leave a rubber machete till you find out that they're not going to hack it.
Welcome wagon.
Since you're not, they're trying to cut trees, give them a real machete.
Encapsulate for me, if you could.
Sure.
Describe in a minute or two what these people are like. What would we think they're like if we could spy on them and watch them live for a day? How do they live?
They're excellent hunters.
Are they all in good shape?
they're obviously in good shape.
Fantastic
They
shape.
they have learned how to adapt. They live perfectly well in this very harsh climate. One of the most difficult environments in the world to live in, and they have mastered it.
Cable or a dish? What do they watch?
Yeah.
They are completely isolated from the
is
outside
it sort
world.
of a Tarzan kind of a thing?
Tarzan?
You know what I mean?
Well, for our point
without
of
all
reference,
the show business, they don't swing on vines. I
No,
would imagine.
well, who knows? I'm not sure if they do, but they live entirely separate from us. They have no need for any of the products of our society.
Are they as intellectual without all of the electronics and all of that and the math classes? Is what's inside their brain here? Is it a brain as fully developed as ours?
I think it probably is. They know how to survive in this very harsh environment, so they have perfectly adapted to this world, and they are obviously very smart in the way they live.
All right, I've got to read the book now. I will read the whole book because I'm dying to know what kind of music they like.
tribal.
Well, do they make music? Do they sit
we
around and
didn't-
hit things?
They could. We're not sure.
You don't know.
because We
Okay.
don't know.
Did you ever? How close did you get to one?
Very close. Very close. We were on the verge of contact, and backed off.
You backed off.
They backed off. We backed off.
Because of the rain of arrows that was coming towards you? Is that why?
It could have, that could have
It looked
come at
it looked
any
dangerous.
moment.
Okay,
It could have come
this,
at any
This
moment.
entire story is told in your book.
That's correct. The
The book,
Unconquered.
The Unconquered, in search of the Amazon's last uncontacted tribes.
Scott, I got to ask you this because everybody's concerned. There's a small chance that these people, I'm talking about Bob, Spike, and Joe, actually not Joe, Eric and Luciana, might not come back, right?
I wouldn't, it's probably...
honest.
Yeah.
For a slight chance.
Very small.
Very small.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
because we are ready, eh?
No comprende? No problem. It's Joe, Jody, and Pedro in the morning.
I hate people from Pennsylvania.
All right, that's nice. They're making promos in case,
In case we don't
come
make it back. Super.
back. So, Scott, you have a wife, kids?
I have kids. I am divorced now.
All right. But did you feel you were risking your life going this far and this deep into the Amazon jungle?
It was a possibility, yes. Yeah.
Much more for you than us. I mean, we're going to have guides and we're going
Right.
to be in villages.
Yeah, that's correct.
At any time, did you get sick or, did you have malaria, dengue
I
fever?
did not have malaria or dengue, dysentery, worms,
You had
fungus, all of those things. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
lost
stuff.
35 pounds.
Oh, 35 pounds. Joe, how come you're not coming?
I don't
Fungus,
I don't
worms.
look good naked. Isn't it a clothing optional jungle? Isn't most people naked down there?
The natives, yes.
Yeah, the natives are naked.
Yeah.
I think he's earned the last word, don't you think,
All
Bob?
right. It is the end of the show. Listen, folks, do not miss Scott Wallace tonight, 7 o'clock at Elliott Bay Book, and do not miss the book, The Unconquered, in search of the Amazon's last uncontacted tribes. You get to say the last word of the day.
I think it's amazing that these people continue to hold forth in like a parallel realm separate from us, completely independent of our moneyed economy, living a life as their forebears have done for thousands of years. And they deserve to be left alone. And that's what our mission was to do, actually, to map their territory and then leave them alone.
And the name of the tribe?
The Flecheros, the arrow